Go for it.
Call the meeting to order.
Oh, hold on.
Yes.
Unmute.
Unmute.
Oh,
He's still muted.
there we go.
Morning, Bob. Bob Kraus. Morning.
All right, try it again, Bob.
Okay. We call the Board of Adjustment meeting to order. Was this meeting properly noticed?
Yes, it was.
Roll call of supervisors.
Jankowski here.
Kraus here.
Matsky.
Here.
Okay.
We have a.
I would ask you gentlemen to stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I need a motion to approve the agenda as written.
I so move.
I need a second. Motion's been made and a second to the agenda as written. All in favor?
Aye.
Now we need a motion to approve the minutes as written from the September meeting.
I'll second
I
that.
need a second.
I second it.
All right. Motion's been made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now we will proceed with the public hearings. We will now proceed with the public hearings. Michael J. Breton.
Richard, can you mute?
Is he there?
All right. Yep. And Bob, you're going to want to mute. Mute.
Read it?
No, you need to mute. You need to mute your bottom left.
Oh. You ready to proceed with the public hearing?
Yep.
Michael J. Breton, you have the.
All right. Mr. Brighton, it's a variance permit request under sections 405-13A of the Adams County Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance and 396-60A6 of the Shoreline Wetland Habitat Protection Ordinance to build a deck at a reduced setback to the ordinary high water mark on property located in the northwest quarter, southwest quarter, section 25, T14 North, R7 East, Lot 1, Lake Mason Wonderland. The address is 167 Golden Drive in the town of New Haven. You should have received all the previous, or the photos that Mr. Brighton supplied. And if I can find it, I don't know if you also watched the video that I had taken of the property. It was part of the application materials. But from there, that's what I have. I do have a little correspondence to go along with it. I believe you've also seen those. The first one is from Mr. Breitung. I know you said you didn't really need the additional drawing. But anyway, in all my confusion getting the paperwork turned in and filled out, I totally forgot to explain the main reason I want to build this deck. When walking out the back sliding doors, currently there is a 6-inch drop off to a concrete porch. And then there is a drop off approximately 16 inches to 22 inches depending. If I build this deck, it'll be a nice flat surface with no drop off unless you want to, and then there will be steps and handrails. I have 3 grandkids under 6 years old, and my parents are both 85 years old. All of them spend a lot of time here. So for safety reasons, this deck would help greatly. And then you should have received all the photos. And I did receive correspondence from Town of New Haven chairperson, Tori Wolfram. Our board did meet and had no objections to this request. And I'm sure our clerk forwarded it to you. Additionally, I wanted to mention that I did visit the site to view myself. The drawings provided by Mr. Breitung are quite representative of the situation. With both adjacent parcels having decks that are closer to the ordinary high water mark than what Mr. Breitung proposes. Also, this home was constructed prior to the setback requirements of the shoreline zoning ordinance being implemented. So to ask a property owner to comply with today's requirements regarding the deck doesn't seem fair and reasonable to me. If a person was constructing a new home, then absolutely they would need to comply. But in this instance, especially with the neighbor's deck situations, I think he should get a variance. For what that's worth, thanks. And I did get the town participation form saying the town of New Haven does not object. And that's what I have.
Do you have any questions? Does anyone have any questions about this zoning change?
I have a couple questions. It's Richard. First of all, I have a comment.
I think you mentioned that in R115 it says there is allowance to allow you access to your waterfront property.
That's more than the vegetation.
I did do a copy of that. Oh God, don't tell me I didn't get the right one. Oh, let me try to read it. Placement of structure as limited or prohibited. However, give me a second here on my phone. Shoreline zoning ordinance must permit the construction of the following exempted structures within the setback area. Boathouse, certain sea-like structures and certain fishing rafts, certain broadcast signal receivers, certain utility structure, walkways, or rail systems less than 60 inches, which are necessary to provide access to shoreline. It comes off the computer. So there is a provision in.
All right, so now mute screen. All right, so that provision is for walkways and stairways to the water. and they can't be any more than 5 foot wide.
Now, it says in the, it says rail systems. I don't know if it's for the rail systems or for the construction of stairs or platforms to get you down to the water, to the shoreline.
So a rail system is, they look like railroad tracks that go down into the water to pull your boat up. Has nothing to do with deck or anything like that. This structure is not exempt whatsoever. That's why we're here.
All right, if you permit me, I am familiar with this. I've lived next door to this property for 25 years. The previous owner, who was a very close friend of mine, never improved the property. He left it as it was and left it in very dangerous condition. He was stepping down on a railroad tie that rolled out from under him any number of times. And to Mr. Breton has a very active family. So for his access to the water and to his shoreline, I can understand what he's trying to do. So, you gentlemen have any questions?
I have a couple comments and a couple questions. First comment is, that's a very nice letter from the chairman of the town board. Explains it very well. It's good to see that Mr. Wolfram took the time to do that letter. Second of all, Mr. How do you say it? Breton? Very good documentation. The pictures were very explanatory. The questions I have is, the picture I'm looking at shows that gravelled area in front of the porch. Is that the area that's going to be covered by the deck?
Mr. Breitong, unmute yourself.
Right. Can you unmute him, Dusty?
You're still muted, Mike. There you go.
So, Mike, did you hear the question?
Yes, I did hear the question. Okay, yeah. What happened here was I had a landscape that was going to go to the landscape. They found out that we had proper material. So I couldn't get the material. So I ended up asking another contractor that better look into another contractor to get proper permit.
Mike, can you talk more into the microphone?
Right.
We can't hear you.
Is that any better?
That's a little better.
I think that's the microphone right there, but it looks kind of weird. But anyway, if you look at those pictures, if you see those two black holes, that would represent the corner of the proposed deck.
Okay, that's
yeah, and then there'd be like 3 or 4 feet around the edge.
Okay. All right, great, thank you. And then your further explanation explained that you may have a step down from that porch and you may not. You're not sure yet, which would be fine either way. Just a curiosity question. What is the water level like in Mason Lake? Right now?
Probably pretty close to being the 3 foot down that they proposed. In the last day or two, it's gone down a lot.
Okay.
Because I don't know, I'm sure you're familiar, they purposely are lowering the lake 3 feet this winter to hopefully kill off some of the invasive.
Right. Got it. Okay. No further questions.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question. The existing decks on 169 and 165, where are they in relationship to the lake? Are they within 50 feet?
I believe they're closer than 50 feet. That's correct, Bob?
I believe they are. He does have that in the drawing. It doesn't show the exact setbacks, but it certainly looks like it. I should be able to show a video. If you give me a second. If you have other questions, you guys can continue on.
Yeah, it looks like in the neighbors are quite a bit closer than Mike's property is, and even to be in alignment with theirs would be acceptable in my opinion. So the one drawing shows that where the neighbors' decks are, and then where his will be is still considerably back from where the line between those other two decks would be.
Yeah, that would be excellent.
I agree with you, Rich.
And Mr. Kraus, I don't know if we need any more discussion. It's up to you.
I can't get to the video.
Can you find the video? Okay. All right. I don't think we need the video. I think the drawings were very good. The documentation was very good. And this would be, I think, acceptable to be able to extend that deck out from his porch for the dimensions he talked about. So I move that we approve the application.
I will second that. Aye.
Motion carried. Motion carried. I don't know if you heard that. Okay.
I think, Bob, because I'm remote, Mr. Kraus, if you would unmute when you say something so I can hear what you're saying. Thanks.
All right, Mike, you're going to want to mute yourself so we don't get the feedback. Should be in the lower left of your screen. Okay, I got it for you. All right, the next application is for Jeffrey and Julie Robinolt. Variance permit request under 405-35E1 of the Adams County Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance to build an addition and porch at a reduced setback to the center of a state road on property located in the northwest quarter, northeast quarter, southwest quarter, section 8, T14 North, R6 East, Lot 1, CSM 846. The address is 3755 Highway 13, Town of Del Prairie. There were some drawings supplied. The setback that they are requesting from the porch is 67 feet to the center line of Highway 13. The addition would be 75 feet from the center line of 13. All kinds of drawings. Sure. And we did receive correspondence from Kelly Nicholas at the DOT. She just wanted to make sure that we were aware that there's a 50-foot right away from the center line of Highway 13, and they have to be out of that. The town did send a form, and it says, no portion shall extend closer to Highway 13 than the existing house. Addition of porch not to exceed beyond any portion of house. Addition on corner of home that extends the setback not to exceed beyond any portion of existing building. Otherwise, they do not object. Provided they stay out, they didn't have any objections, provided they stayed out of the right of way. 50 feet from the center. And based on what I'm seeing from the town, and the applicants are online, they can probably clarify it. But it looks to me as if the town did not want them going closer than the existing house with any part of this project at all. So the applicants are online. If you have
This poses no problem as far as use of the property, right? This is strictly something they would like to do. It doesn't prohibit them from using anything on the property.
correct.
Correct. And the town is objecting to it?
Only the portion on the roadside.
Right, the 10 feet. Or the, no, I'm sorry, the 8 feet they want to put out there. Okay.
Is that accurate, Mrs. Romano?
The town has approved the addition of the corner, which is where we would add stairs for the basement access. It would only come up where the existing wall is currently of the house, and then nothing beyond that towards the roadside. So we had wanted a wraparound porch, and they said the porch is fine on the north side of the house that can come up again to the existing wall of the where the house already stands, but again, nothing towards the roadside.
Can I have you repeat that one more time? Mr. Krause's volume was turned down.
Sure. So the town has approved the addition on the corner of the house. That was going to be the access for our basement, as long as the addition does not exceed past the existing wall of how the house stands now, so nothing further towards the roadside. And they've also approved the addition of a porch, just not on the roadside. So we would just have the porch on the north side of the house that again would just come to the corner of the existing wall.
So the only issue is the extension towards the road.
Yep, it's just a little corner to meet up where the house already stands, if that makes sense.
So that addition to the house for the basement stairs, that's inside the house, correct?
It will be, yeah.
And the one drawing shows that dotted line around the outside. That looks like a wraparound porch all the way around the house.
Right. So the town has only not approve the wraparound porch, just the porch on the north side of the house. It does not go towards the road.
Oh, there, I'm sorry. Okay.
So the north side, the north side is to the left of that addition on the house?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, the opposite side of the house. Yep.
yes. And that one picture shows, is that the original picture of the house?
Yeah.
Okay. So there was a porch on the roadside then?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, that's a couple questions I had. And that original picture, what is that back portion there?
Look at the.
On the left side of that picture.
Yeah, that was some addition that's still on the house.
It still is on the house?
Yep.
Okay.
If you look at the newer picture that has like the red Dorothy doors there, so the back left corner is that original addition, and then when they took down the wraparound porch, they just extended that addition out a little bit. Right, and so we just want to continue extending that basically to the other corner of the house.
Okay. There's something I lost in the translation here. The dotted line is what you propose to add to the porch, right?
There is no porch at this time.
That right. And
There's the enclosed porch, sorry. Is that what you're talking about?
our job is to judge all these zoning changes and permit these structures in the case of hardship or some type or something that makes the property unusable. Mm-hmm. At this point in time, the porch is just an add-on. You have the addition is all taken care of. So the porch is just a little frosting on the cake. And at this time, I would entertain a motion based on our obligation to approve zoning changes that restrict usage of the property or cause hardship. So based on that, I need a motion to either approve or deny.
Well, I'm a little confused.
Keep in mind, gentlemen, the township already denied it.
Well, they didn't deny it. They approved it except for the portion near the road. So my interpretation.
Correct. So
they approved it with the condition that there would be no porch on the road side of the house. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And what we're approving is the.
Matuszek,
Would you say, Bob?
I'm sorry. Yes.
So Bob, I was a little confused when we were talking about for use of the property. It seems to me that the application is to get approval to add the porch back onto the house, except with the condition from the town that there would be no additional porch on the roadside. That sound right?
That is my understanding as well.
Okay. Dusty, is that what we're looking at?
All right, so I don't know why. I don't know why, but Bob is having a heck of a time with the volume.
Okay.
or the recording. So the required setback for all of this is 110 feet from the center line. So it's 110 feet from the center line. The town approved the north and south sides. They just said no closer than the existing house.
Right.
The
That's
addition
right.
they did approve, provided it goes no closer than the existing house.
That's all been approved, okay?
Well, you have to approve it.
Yeah, I know, I mean, the town is saying that it's okay with them to put the side additions on, but not the front addition. Okay.
Correct.
And as I told you, I don't know if you heard what I said, our job is to base our decisions on the ability to use the property and not hamper the use of the property. And if the addition to the 10 or 8 foot in the front does not pose any type of hardship to use the property. So it's your decision as to you want to approve this, or do you want to follow the town's wishes? It's just the piece in the front that we're talking about, nothing on either side.
Well, no, you have to act on it.
Pardon? Yeah.
I have a question regarding these two pictures where it shows a roof all the way around the house. Are these older pictures?
From the 1940s.
Yeah, that the black and white picture like from the 1940s.
You have no picture of the house as it stands today?
Yeah, there should be a colored picture that's included in the packet as well.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that one.
I don't have that.
All right, I'm gonna, okay. I would move to approve the addition of the porches with the exception of the roof going towards the highway, as the town is recommending.
You're talking, Bob, you're talking about the roof or the porch on the highway side?
Call it the roof, call it the porch, everything except the front of the house facing the highway, which would then bring it within 50 feet rather than 75. So I oppose that.
So approve no closer than the existing house.
Correct.
There wouldn't be any roof on the roadside other than the roof over the porch. If there's no porch, there'd be no roof there. It's just a gable end facing the road.
It's a gable end.
I'm sorry?
It is a gable end.
Yeah, so if the porch isn't there, there's no roof other than the overhang from the house. Which would be allowed, That additional roof and porch is what we're talking about in the condition from the town.
Yes.
Okay.
There's Mike.
So Bob, in your, Benkowski, in your motion, you talked about the roof in the front. I don't think there's any roof to be concerned here. It's just the porch itself. Agreed?
With any construction.
No closer to the highway, Rich.
Right. Right. No porch on the front. So, Dusty, can you read the motion back, please?
Motion by Benkowski to approve the application amended that no construction can occur on the road side of the house. Any closer
I didn't hear that.
The application, approve the application with no construction going any closer to the highway than the existing house.
I second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. That concludes the business before the board. I will close the public hearing portion of the meeting.
We have no correspondence?
We're not closed out here.
What? No, you're still on a public meeting.
Oh, we are?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I thought we were going to close out. Okay, go ahead.
Until you adjourn.
Okay.
There is no correspondence. The next meeting is on November 2nd. That's all I have.
Okay.
Bob, I have a suggestion. Dusty, I think doing these, you as the administrator, can you not control the mute of everybody and turn the mute off when someone's speaking?
Say that again?
I want you to control everything.
You as the administrator, can't you control the mute on everyone so everyone remembers to turn on and turn off when they're not speaking? Because if someone starts talking and they're on mute, everyone can't hear them. So if you see somebody speaking, you can unmute them from your control panel.
Yeah, sometimes I have luck with that, sometimes I don't. I was able to do it the one time, but I wasn't the other, so.
Okay, yeah.
I'll keep working on that.
Okay, other calls I've been on, the administrator or the originator controls that so everybody stays on the right page.
Well, there's other times where I have to request you unmute. I'll keep working on it.
Yeah, I think that's other calls I've been on, so. All right, next meeting is November 2nd.
You have to grant us a little latitude. This is exceptionally trying times. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Bob, take care.
Yeah, you too, Rich. Stay well. Talk to you.
Thanks.